Hello, internets, and welcome to another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. You can call me 12-Pack, and today's battle is against somebody called Nico. No real history behind this battle, other than I wanted to try using my Choice Specs Whale Lord again for a change, since I have yet to get a pretty good gameplay with him, even though I really like him and he can actually put in some serious damage. But alas, no success yet, and this battle isn't any different for him. However, I do manage to pull something off I haven't in a very long time, and we'll get to that in a moment, right after team preview. So, we'll jump into my team here. I am using my usual Shuckle lead with Sticky Webs, Stealth Rocks, Encore, and Knockoff. This is a physically defensive one. Next to him, we have a physical Sheer Force Nidoking, something a lot of people don't expect since most people use special versions. And I also have Sucker Punch on this beast, so that catches a lot of people off guard, even though it doesn't get the boost from Sheer Force. And next to him we have my aforementioned Choice Specs Whale Lord, who benefits greatly from Sticky Web support, so that he can just drop his water spouts with impunity, OKOing everything in sight, but he doesn't need to be called into action this battle. Next to him we got my physically defensive Dusclops with Eviolite. This thing is probably my favorite bulky ghost, but he doesn't get called to the front at all this game either. Then we have my defensive Alomomola, who's basically here to pass off big wishes to the rest of my party. However, it doesn't get used at all this game. But the star of the show, last poke on my team, is what it's all about this battle, and that is my Miltank. Now, I've known for a long time that Miltank is very versatile in terms of what you can use it for. This one specifically is a specially defensive curse booster with max HP. Very difficult to kill once you get a couple boosts up with curse, and you can heal yourself of any statuses with Heal Bell and Milk Drink when you get down to too low of HP. But this Miltank, instead of going back to its usual supporting role, actually winds up putting in a bit of a sweep this game. So I was quite impressed with her for that. So we'll quickly go over my opponent's team before jumping into the battle. Nico is running a team that initially looked very threatening. Let's see, he has a Delphox, which is usually somewhat dangerous. Milotic, which is almost always pretty annoying, even though it is one of my favorite pokes. It's quite troublesome to KO lots of the time. And then we got High Dragon, which is always a pain in the butt to deal with. It's a very strong, very powerful Pokemon. And then for some reason, there's just a Lopunny on this pretty OU-ish team, or at least higher tier focus team. But this guy's just, a fan of Lopunny, so he's going to bring it along just for the hell of it. So that's pretty cool. I don't see them too often. And we got Sylveon. Sylveons are very difficult to deal with. Fortunately, I don't have any dragons on my team, so it will not have an advantage in that respect. But still something I'll need to watch out for. And then finally on the last poke on his team is a Venusaur, probably Mega Venusaur, which is one of my least favorite megas to deal with due to how hard it is to kill. It is just so bulky, so difficult to knock out. So I can't believe I've almost talked for 4 minutes, so let's get this going right now, shall we?
Nico is issuing a challenge.
So I'm going to lead off with my Shuckle, as I mentioned before. And he's going to lead off with his Venusaur. Oh dear. So, predicting him to want to go for a Giga Drain or a Leech Seed or something like that, I am going to start this turn off by going straight for Encore. However, he turns to outspeed me and decides to go for Sleep Powder on turn 1, so that's unfortunate. My Shuckle gets put out of action early before I'm able to set up Sticky Webs. So, thinking that my best option would be to wake Shuckle back up, and perhaps KO this Venusaur with my Miltank, I'm going to swap her in right away at the start here to get the Heal Bell off. And I turn out to intercept an incoming Leech Seed and get the Sap Sipper boost nice and early, which is great. I'm carrying Sap Sipper on this Miltank in order to be able to switch into super effective grass attacks against my Wailord or Alomomola. But it worked perfectly for this, and I dodged the Sludge Bomb there, which is quite excellent. I am carrying Bright Powder on this Miltank, so I do dodge the odd attack that's below, well, that's not perfect accuracy. So I'm going to go for a Body Slam now that I'm at +2 attack after getting a Curse off, and I do get the Paralysis, which is excellent, meaning I will outspeed on the following turn, enabling me to get off a Milk Drink here, get my health back to mostly full, and maybe dodge another Sludge Bomb, but no, he's going to connect with it, although I do survive quite handily with 2/3 HP, and fire off another Body Slam, KOing the Venusaur in the process. So that's that huge threat out of the way, and now he's going to bring in his Sylveon, doubtlessly going to try to either stall me out or do as much damage as possible if it's a more offensively based one. It turns out it is, as he goes for a Moonblast, and it's not quite going to be a 3-hit KO, or sorry, a 2-hit KO on the amount of HP I have. And just wanting to predict what it was capable, or scout what it was capable of, I went for the Milk Drink that turn to get some HP back. And seeing it didn't do a ton of damage this turn, I'm going to go for a Body Slam, but although the Reflect is up, I'm only at +1 attack. And I found that part pretty hilarious. Miltank falls in love with the Sylveon. This fucking cow is just enamored with this effeminate-looking evolution. I thought that was pretty hilarious. But I'm not getting immobilized by love here, and I'm able to fire off a Body Slam doing huge damage, and taking a Moonblast like a champ, losing 1 stage of special attack, which matters not at all since I have no special attacks. So I'm going to finish it off here, getting my 2nd consecutive Body Slam off, even though I'm in love, and taking down the Sylveon quite handily. Although I am in the orange or yellow for HP, hopefully I'll be able to tank this thing and regain some health. Goes for low sweep, but Miltank actually isn't one of the heavier Pokemon in the game, so it does negligible amounts of damage. And I do get the speed drop, but because my speed is already quite low thanks to the Curse, it doesn't really matter at all. So it's going to attack with Jump Kick, do another negligible round of damage, and I'm going to take the opportunity to set up another Curse against this rather weak physical attacker here, bringing me up to, I believe, am I at +3 attack now or +4 attack? I think I'm at +3. I think I mispredicted earlier. So seeing she can't do anything to me, that Lopunny is going to pull out and Milotic is going to come in. And I get off another Milk Drink, bringing my HP back to full. Right here I was actually pretty surprised this guy didn't just Rage Quit, because normally that's sort of what happens to me when I start to lock it down like this with any sort of walling booster. So I'm going to go for the Body Slam, almost OKOing it, getting the Paralysis off too, which is nice, enabling me to outspeed on the following turn and 2-hit KO. Easy knockout against the Milotic, which barely did 40 damage to me with the Ice Beam. So Delphox is going to come in here, and it's going to outspeed, go for Will-O-Wisp. And why he didn't do this earlier, I'm not sure, because it actually really cripples my attacking ability. As you'll see here, I'm not even going to be able to 2-hit KO it after being burned. So right here I make a bit of a mistake. I thought that I'd be able to 2-hit KO it, and I thought that I got a low damage roll on the first attack. So I go for another Body Slam, and it literally lives on like 1 HP. So that was a pretty big kick in the nipples, and he's going to be able to KO me with the Flamethrower. I don't think that critical hit really mattered. But that's the end of Miltank's Reign of Terror, sadly. But I'm in a very dominant position, up 3-5, so my Nidoking is going to come in here, land a Sucker Punch, take out the Delphox, and proceed to begin cleaning up the last 2 pokes on his team. So now he's going to send in his Hydreigon, and this thing I thought would be kind of concerning if it was Choice Scarfed, but it turns out it's not, and I'm able to land an Ice Punch and do pretty solid damage, not even bad, almost an OKO. And Nidoking fucking takes the Outrage like a man and fires back with a second Ice Punch, knocking that thing out for good, and sitting at around 40 something HP. So that Lopunny is going to come back in. It's going to be faster than me, I think. Oh, no, Nidoking's actually going to outspeed. This is a jolly Nidoking, so if that thing doesn't have many speed EVs, Nidoking's going to outspeed. And somehow live on 1 HP after taking the Dizzy Punch in an attempt to confuse me, and firing back with the Poison Jab for the KO there. So, a dominant victory for me, 5-0 against Nico. That was a 24-turn battle. And yeah, Miltank knocked out half of his team. This isn't even an offensively based Miltank, but if you can get it swapped in against the right poke and get that Sap Zipper boost off, you are pretty much golden. So, I hope you all enjoyed this battle. I certainly did. It's been a long time since I've been able to put in that much work with a Miltank. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. So, that being said, I will see you all next time. Bye for now.